once I just went down a rabbit hole and I saw this video. Does porn have a negative effect on society? No flop or porn stars? Either way, let's see what Jubilee have to say. Jubilee, yes, that's where you find more videos, I guess. Let's go.
Working in a more optimal mode, and you'll be like, I didn't even know I could
What's
be
more
this
optimal now than somebody who has 2 degrees successful for themselves can pay off everything that they want?
Welcome to Middle Ground. I'm Ryan, your host. To the left, we have Team NoFap, and to the right, porn stars. This should be interesting. Porn has a net negative effect on society. Agreeers, please step forward.
Okay, it's really interesting. So I was thinking about it, and it seems like for some of them, I don't want to, put words in their mouth, but it sounds like they're after it for just like a chunk of the change, right? And so like, what does that mean, like on the healthy side of like the other end, like the consumer, right? And I don't think it will, serve people as a whole in a positivity light, rather than they're just serving themselves. Like I don't know if that makes sense, but I guess like my basis is like it doesn't help serve the world. In a positive way. It just serves themselves in a positive way.
Well, are you saying that porn performers do the world a disservice?
I would say so.
Got it. Got it.
I'd say it's like overall, like if it was a ratio of positive to negative, I would say it's 10% positive. I feel like the rest of it is like the 90% is negative.
I was going to say, yeah, I would agree with what he's saying about it being a net negative on society. We have higher rates of depression and anxiety in younger men, a lot of which can be associated to compulsive sexual behavior. A lot of these men lose meaning in their lives. We create a culture starting in the 1960s where sex is a transactional thing, where there's no biological imperative to have sex with somebody who you are connected to in a relationship or in a spiritual sense. So sex becomes a transaction between two people. And I think just in basic economic terms, if there's more sex available, then sex is less valuable. So.
Got it.
I am a cognitive neuroscientist, and I have written a best-selling book called Mind Over Explicit Matter on porn addiction recovery. I call it the silent tsunami, because basically that brain dysregulation that happens in a person's brain, which is below the surface. That's how a tsunami starts. There's a crack in the ocean floor. Nobody knows it's happening. But then it creates mental and physical health issues, which there's a significant rise in anxiety and depression. There's also what I call porn-induced ADHD, because scientific studies have shown that not only is the structure of the brain impacted, but function also. So people can't focus, their productivity decreases. Physically, it leads to erectile dysfunction, which is destroying people's relationships.
Can you say a little bit more about physical change to the brain?
Yeah, so there.
Oh, wait. First of all, now I'm a little bit confused. When you say porn addiction lead to anxiety, depression, I'm confused because I can tell you woefully. I used to. I like to use the word used to. I used to watch porn. I used to because I have stopped because there are points that give me depression, anxiety. The man said, the apostle have said, well, what? It's transactional, not spiritual born. But the one in the middle went on to talk about what? Where's the word? Uh, Most of the porn stars is mostly for them. But you understand mostly on porn, the act, right? Some of them don't want to even be there. It's their job. Most of them don't even like being there. And sometimes I don't have to use the word we because I am different from you. I'm unique than you. You're also unique in your own sense. So when I said I used to watch porn, yes, I used to watch that shit. First it was fun. No, fun. It was nice. It was intriguing to me. It was intriguing to me, but as I got older, I got pissed off. Yes, I won't lie to you. Well, first, I used to watch normal porn. I used to watch straight porn, a man, a woman. But as I was watching, I got pissed off. I said, why the fuck am I seeing that? Am I looking at another man? Why? I got pissed off in the sense that I just stopped watching straight porn in the sense that if I'm watching porn, when I used to watch porn, I used to watch only lesbian porn. Yes, because I believe that I need to be seeing only titties and ass of women. I don't need to be seeing my what my agenda in that moment because I believe that. What do you mean? What do you mean? Why can't it be me? Why are you supposed to be the guy? But as I was saying again, as I was growing, well, I like to use myself as an example because the way I see things is different. My perspective is different from people. Well, and as I was growing, one of the time I got pissed off in the sense that the dopamine or whatever, I stopped watching. I could not watch porn again because it was getting boring because I could see the end goal. So now I stopped from straight porn and I moved to lesbian porn. And with that too, I got bored with it again. Now I was looking for plot in the sense that I want to see how they'll try to deceive me, like how they'll try to make that. Sometimes the acting is so fucking pathetic that I want to see how they'll try to make the acting to try to convince me that like they're going to have sex. But when you get there, I always skip it because it was getting boring. And the main reason I stopped this shit was because how will I put it? Too much blue balls. Fucking too much blue balls, bro. I can remember anytime I watch that shit, bro, I get blue balls. Fucking blue balls. Like and that shit straight the whole fucking day. But I think God pissed it pissed me off, bro. Like what do you mean? Why am I getting the number of times I've gotten blue balls, yo, bro? Yo, it pissed me off in a sense that I said I need to stop this shit. Let's have nothing to do with anxiety, depression. Nah, nigga. I was feeling because I wanted to. And the notion that people said that if you stop watching porn, you become happy. To me, I felt like it was just a waste of my time, my energy. Like that shit was just to me, it was just draining me. Like so, I'm busy watching. I'm busy watching another man fuck another woman. Why can't it be me? I'm busy watching two women shank themselves. I was getting pissed off, bro. So I just told myself I have to stop. Was it easy? Nah, it was. I just stopped. It was to me. It was not something that I would call addiction to it. It was more of what a relief. More of like, nigga, why am I wasting my time on this shit? You're not benefited. You're not helping me anyway. So I stopped. Oh, I don't lie to you. It was not easy, but I clocked that shit, bro. I clocked it. I took my time. And with me, normally when I'm stopping something, I do it this way. No, I'm not a firm believer of stopping something at one go. The withdrawal will be too much. The withdrawal will be too much. But how did I stop it? I took my time, bro. First of all, I can say in less than a month, I stopped that shit, bro. Stop that shit, bro. I said I will not do it. I won't do it. Sometimes when I'm alone, the thought will come into my head. Come watch porn. That's why I said, fuck no, bro. I ain't going there. I'm not going nowhere. Not because of happiness, nor anything. Because to me, it's not worth it, bro. It was not worth it. Why would I carry blue balls around? Nigga, that is fucking disgusting, bro. You will walk in like you can't even fucking walk because you want to read. And the funny thing is that when I used to watch porn, I don't masturbate too. Because I find the idea of masturbating to me disgusting, bro. Why the fuck will I hold my will I hold my will I hold little Johnny? Will I hold my little king, bro? My king, yeah. And I'm flapping that shit. Look at that, bro. I find that even more disgusting than the whole shit, bro. So I could not, but let me hear that point. I feel like sometimes the depression, the anxiety, it was it's too much. I feel like somebody will have depression. That is why I attribute to Paul. But erectile dysfunction it can happen because the the motion like you're getting erected, but you're not about to fuck no one. So your manhood or your dick is just going up and down. So the strain like why are you getting hard when you're going to into action? Yes. So what the woman is saying is true. But at the same time, this spawn lead to anxiety. It lead to depression. Now that is where I'm having a little bit of a little bit of a conundrum with how does it lead to depression? But I feel like you don't have depression alone. That's true. You had depression long ago. You had anxiety before you went to porn. It is not the porn that's leading to this shit. And the notion that sex is transactional, it has always been. Is that this day and age, it is more open. It's more open. That is what. But let me see what this doctor have to say.
There's a study that shows that there is basically the reward centers are smaller, where you would think they'd be larger, but it's because of that desensitization in the reward center, and then that's in the midbrain. The reward pathways feed forward to the frontal lobe. Those pathways are impacted too, so people can't think.
Shall we bring the disagreeers?
Let's do it.
Please join us.
I mean, I feel like it's not our fault that y'all can't put the computer away. Like, we providing a service and doing a job. We're not forcing anyone to watch porn. That's a decision that you make on your own. We don't force anybody to watch.
Do you think it's a net positive or a net negative?
I mean, I think it's a positive thing.
What's positive about it that you believe brings the service to the to
because
other
you
people?
have the option of being able to watch it or not watch it. You know, you have that option yourself to do that. It makes you feel good. Like, it makes you release. It makes you feel all kinds of things, arousal.
You see, I like the fact that these are porn stars to my right, right? The guy said it's a choice. As always, everything's a choice. Man them saying what is the benefit? To me, there's no fucking benefit to this shit. But I don't believe the fact that why the fuck am I releasing shit? Why the song when am I releasing to my significant other? To me, there were a lot of things that led to me stop watching this thing because it was a waste of time. And this is the notion that how is porn the leading cause of like any industry in this world? A choice is up to the individual. Do you want to participate or not? Let me make this thing clear. You see, when you want to, if you are buying a pack of cigarettes, it is written there. Excuse me. You are at a risk of getting cancer. You are at a risk of getting cancer. But you see people still buying. Well, it's a choice. Taking alcohol too much, there's a risk of you guys getting is it liver or something. I'm not sure of that one, but there's a risk. But you see people buying it. The fact that people are going around saying, as this nigga of righteous said, yeah, first of all, this is their job. That they made the porn, they made it, it is out there. It is you as an individual that you determine whether you want to watch it or not. It's as simple as that. But people they're trying so hard to paint them as if they're bad people here. They are not. It is just their career. It is nothing, bro. The same thing with a fucking gun. A gun is used for two things. It's used to protect you, and a different individual uses it to kill someone. Have you seen the difference? Well, most the people always like to what to put judgment and blame on things. Where in actual fact, it's it is nothing. Like it is this they at its own. When we put a let's say this is a gun, if we just put it down this way, it's doing nothing, bro. It can never harm you. But it is where you do it to an individual, and that's when the individual will decide what to do with it. Should I go out and rob a bank? Should I go out and kill someone? Should I use it to protect myself? You see, at the end of the day, any creation, whether any service or product that is being made in this world, it is up to the individual, the consumer, the customer, to make a choice on what to do with it. Is it your choice to consume the product? Because I, as a client, I, as a producer, I, as an entrepreneur, after I make my product, it's up to you as an individual, as well as the customer, to decide whether you take the product. But here you're trying so hard to blame. How you blaming them? Let me hear that more point about what you have to
in,
say.
in in sexuality. It helps you be more confident about your body. For me, porn has been very positive to me, especially being a plus size boy in the gay porn industry. You know, I deal with people always coming at me in the industry because of my size. And in gay porn, you know, it's not really acceptable to be a plus size boy. So for me, porn has helped me be more confident in my body and stuff like that. And I know people who watch my porn who are like me come to me all the time and say, watching your porn has made me more confident.
It taught me sexual experiences. I had, you know, going into 5th grade, they taught you sex, a boy and a girl has sex, but I didn't know what that looked like, so sure, it could be bad, it could teach you crazy things or whatever, but for me personally, it taught me a lot of things. Like, I'm not gonna go ask my mom, how do you give a blowjob? Or like my friends at a young age when I have a boyfriend, like that's something that like, it's honestly a research point in some aspects for some people.
Honestly, I would characterize that as a net negative because that is, science now shows that that's how porn is how most kids are learning about sex, and it's hypersexualized. And we know there's an increase in violence. And so now we have young people, punching, choking, anal sex is up, and we
You see, this is where the doctors are getting it all wrong. When you are watching porn, we have different variety. What for B, DMs, or whatever. What for mass? You see, as you are going to watch the porn, you decide which one you want to watch. You see, at the end of the day, it's not the porn industry who are at fault. I have just said it right now. It is the individual who, if you are going to use porn as a learning point for your sexual experiences, or because you are afraid embarrassed to ask your parents or whoever you are, yeah, how will you go as a learning point? You go and type hardcore porn. How would that help you out? That shit is just fucking power, the pop 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 everywhere. There's no rhythm. There's nothing sexual about that. That shit is just about domination. And but this trying to show you. And when you talk about choking, uh, anal sex, and all those things, it is something that they'll go that research it. You see, it is not a porn. First of all, anything that you see people try and they attribute it to porn. First of all, they have a thought about it. It's like after. So how will I choke my girlfriend? We are trying to go into choking, spanking, all those shit. But I'm not yet confident in it. So that is when that's when they'll go to porn and they'll check how they're doing it. You see the shit? Because it is their career, they'll do it a little bit well. You understand? So don't try to put the blame, the negative aspect on them. It's a service, bro. It's your first time going to learn something, and your first thought is that hardcore porn, pound it. Even if porn is rehearsed, or it's something that is rehearsed, that you can go. If you're confused, you can go like amateur porn. Most of that shit, of course, don't look at me that way. Don't fucking look at me that way, bro. I said I used to watch porn, so I know my way about some shit, and some things like this there. That crazy shit there. So what's amateur porn? You take amateur there. Most of them in low camera quality. That feels that these new people trying to do that shit. I mean, sometimes that shit is just soothing to watch. Yes. So why are you trying to what paint the picture as if it is their fault?
have young people now
But I
learning
don't
that
see
this is
anal
healthy.
sex as violent.
Well, it can be, but the violent piece of porn isn't just anal sex, but it covers kind of this again continuum overarching. But now with kids having their phones in their pocket, they don't have the opportunity to learn from healthier ways. I think that is the unique perspective that I've had because I wasn't addicted to porn, yet I was very close to someone that was. So having an outside view plus having the education to understand it, I work with a lot of people. They don't have the awareness until they do, but usually that's because they have significant mental and physical health issues.
I don't believe that like everyone who watches a porn video from their first time watching it is going to now have a problem. I think that there
Yeah.
are plenty of people who can make that distinction.
Most people do if they continue to watch porn. So, I call it the seeds of addiction, but of course, seeds have to be watered. If you don't water seeds, they don't grow. But for people who develop a habit, and there's scientific studies that show consuming porn one time a month still leads to compulsive behavior.
So who's not addicted to porn?
Uh, you see, I love scientific research, but at the same time, so you see that individuals out there. You see, it get to a stage in life. You see, I always have to lose myself. Now, it's not to myself, but I feel like it is not. It's not actually. It's not necessary. Because to me, the reason why I stop all this is because It was draining. It's a waste of time. And the most important thing, blue balls. I don't like. I don't like. I don't like what? I don't like. I don't like John. I don't, I don't like Mike here. I don't like him was getting up. Let me getting action. I don't like that shit, bro. So anytime I'm up, that means I'm getting action. So the notion that I will sit down when I watch porn, my blood will pump into my main brain, and I'm up without getting action. And here's the funny thing too: I do not masturbate. I tried that shit once, and I find it disgusting, bro. I could not finish, bro. Not that my imagination can work, my imagination work as fuck, bro. But I feel like, why am I wasting my time on this shit, bro? I have better things to do with my life. Better things to what? What? To worry about, to think, to contemplate, to innovate. No, not on this shit, bro. So don't try to put the blame as a seed of watering. You see, just because some people have lack of self control doesn't mean everybody have lack of self control. Well, I have found out that when someone is doing something and it's not working out, they start looking for excuses. And right now, mental illness, porn. That is what people start they like to throw shit. Yeah, it's because I was watching porn, though. So is this because all because of the porn? No, it's because of your choices, your poor judgment and choices.
People who don't watch it.
That's it. Like you
And
can't
most
healthily
people,
take this
so
in
when
at
it
all.
comes to brains, it's the same with alcohol. Most people who consume alcohol regularly do have a dependency
But
on it.
there's no possible have a beer put and then that was
For some people, but there's tolerance building, escalation over time. And that goes back to your point, Logan, that people don't know until they know. But most people are not aware until basically there's the straw that breaks the camel's back.
I
Yeah.
personally don't think most people have an addiction to it. I think that what is being considered an addiction on this side of the spectrum is not considered an addiction on this side. Just
There's
because we watch,
definition to
yeah,
addiction.
just because we watch something maybe once a month or whatever doesn't necessarily. To me, I'm more addicted to my phone, to food, to everything else besides that. Like that's the least addictive thing.
Well, there's
in my life.
qualifiers to the definition of addiction, and then I tell people just try to stop watching. You don't even have to like tick the 6 boxes because most people who consume porn, they might be able to go a little while, but they will have withdrawal symptoms. They'll have an increase in anxiety, anger, irritability. Up and down. It's about like there's dopamine in the system, then there's a dopamine deficit. So
So if I don't watch porn once a month, I'm going to be happier.
yeah, probably.
I don't.
That's the thing.
You know
You
what,
don't know until you
people-
see the other side.
No, they
all
get
I've
the
been on
time.
every side of things. I
Yeah,
had
that
a
is
period
see.
Until
growing
they
up. I've been on.
experience
You see, I will say this over and over again. It's not the point that you are watching that too, because you have done a mental defense in your mind that it is the point that's making you depressed, making you anxious, making you this. But it was never the point. It was a mindset, bro. You see, what who are addicted to porn? They'll watch porn 24/7. And people they can't stand anyway they want to watch porn. That's addiction. I don't know about the 6 boxes. I am not a doc. I'm not a doctor. So, but I can say this, bro. It's not that, bro. And the fact, like you stop watching porn, you'll be happier. What is that? I have stopped watching porn. Why? Not because I was depressed. Because it's a fucking waste of my time, bro. You see, I love when I'm doing something. I will see end result. But why would I do something and at the end of the day, the next day, I'm in pain. I have blue balls because my balls are heavy because this want to come out. There's nowhere to come out. And here's the funny factor. I will not masturbate. Do you understand that shit, dog? Dog, it's not about you not being right. It's about the fact that sometimes when things are going on, it's the mindset of the individual. The notion that they believe that that the pornography is the main cause of their health, but it's not the pornography. They have issues to deal with, and the same how someone have problems that taking alcohol as a coping mechanism, that smoking, that doing this. If the issue is not solved, they'll believe that it is what it's either what the vices that are making them that are as their coping mechanism making them feel that, but it's never them. You are anxious. You go back, your porn is a safe space. You think that it is the pornography that's making you anxious. No, you are running from your problems. Most people are running from the problems. They're looking for blame and excuses. Come on. Let me see the last
Because your
question.
brain will
Done.
start working in a more optimal mode, and you'll be like, I didn't even know I could
What's
be
more
this
optimal now than somebody who has 2 degrees successful for themselves can pay off everything that they want? How is that not an Excel?
Well, it's about, back to your focus. And, I don't know what you have going
Yeah.
on, but it's about that brain map. If it's green, the way it's about your state. And so your state changes. So when people work with me, they'll say, I didn't even know I could be calmer. I didn't know I could be more focused. I didn't know I could have less anxiety. I don't feel depressed. My sexual arousal for my partner is through the roof in a way that it never was before. So
No, and I see, like, I think but I think it isn't a one-size-fits-all type of thing. I think that there are plenty of people, like, it's going to vary person to person. I think that there are a lot of people, because even if we take away pornography, if we look at something like something like the keto diet, like, there's plenty of people who will be.
Anxiety is a feeling of fear, dread, intense uneasiness, often accompanied by physical symptoms like rapid heartbeat, sweat, and restlessness. How the fuck is your addiction to porn this? A feeling of fear. Fear of what? You see, when you guys use the word anxiety, how is it that how are you watching porn related to anxiety, bro? Sometimes no. Okay, you guys wait for you for defend yourself, bro. Like, how does that make sense? Because the dog have been what emphasizing on anxiety and depression, and I'm here to tell you, as they're getting cured, it's not a porn. No. Sometimes you just need therapy. You need to focus on your what, on your problems and what, on your what. Oh, what is the fucking word? On your shit. Stop blaming shit. Stop blaming anything because you have nothing to blame. Work on yourself and move on. You see, if you find the idea of watching porn, you start appealing. It is it. Then, as I told you earlier, I found the idea not appealing to me no more. It was a waste of my time. So what did I do? I stopped. It's as easy as that, bro. It's, when I was stopping, some night was there, the idea popped my just watch. I'll put my phone down. I will not watch. It was not an easy time, but I went through it and I stopped. As easy as it. I said it was easy, but well, my definition of easy is different from yours. But here is the case. There was no intensity of fear and ease. What rapid sweating or heartbeat? You see, dog. Just because you're a doctor doesn't mean you know anything. You know everything. Oh. The brain in itself is a big conundrum. You have not fully understood it. Of course. Let me see the next question before I'll be
Okay,
done with
like,
this
you can
shit.
find a lot of evidence backing, okay, you'll lose weight on this, you'll sleep better, this, and that. And then there's other people who are like, it didn't work for me, I had headaches, I had this, and both can be true. So is that not the same thing? Why is there no possible way to have a healthy relationship with pornography, with masturbation? With
it goes back
sexuality?
to the dopamine dependency of the super normal stimulus
But
of
there's so
porn.
much that gives you dopamine. Like, people get that from work. They get an unhealthy relationship with,
They
as
get
far as like
dopamine
getting
from
more
the
You
hug.
can be
things
addicted
like
to
that.
work, but
Yeah.
the dopamine from work is significantly lower. It's not a super normal stimulus. It's a normal stimulus. So like in real life, probably the highest normal stimulus is like skydiving.
You see, what I don't like about the interview is the fact that from the non-porn side, these niggas are just quiet. They're just fucking quiet. They're making the dog talk as if say your opinion. Give me what you think. You're letting them speak from a point of view. You see, from her lens, from what she have seen. You see, scientific research is never what? It's never valid. You see, one thing about scientific research is that what there are ways every day they're finding new things. Of course, there's dependency on dopamine effect, but it may not be the case. You see, she's always talk about dopamine effect. The reward system is that small about this, that. But what? It's not. That's not the issue. Look at me. Look at me talking about all this shit, bro.
It's like
Oh.
your system is completely jacked up. You can
How can we get these people help?
My answer would obviously be organized religion, specifically Catholicism. Now, that's obviously just me, but I think it's clear that we've departed from a unifying ethic that brings everybody together. And then there's people on the fringes that basically just think that, well, pleasure is the best thing possible, or power is the best thing possible, and we've lost the thing that puts everybody at the center, that brings everybody together.
Are you saying everyone should be religious?
In utopia, sure, yeah.
Okay, so that's your utopia. Mine is not.
Yeah, no.
Well, I would, to build on that,
nightmare
I
for
would
me.
believe that everyone should have like some sort of core values to not serve other humans, but just to bring positivity to the world. And that's why I, stepped forward, because I didn't believe that, being a porn star, and I wanted to be one at one point. Like I actually got that deep in the game, and I was like, wow,
You still can.
I'm all good, man. I appreciate that.
They want you to be Catholic. He wants you to be a porn star.
We found the middle ground.
Right.
Something I don't like is when a religious person tries to tell me what I need to do with my life.
Yeah, no,
That's my
agree.
problem.
I agree. I think people push.
Well, you know what? At the end of the day, what I have to say is this: everything depends on your choices, and you must be ready to bear your consequences. You see, if you decide to watch porn and you get addicted and you find it that it's making your life difficult, then stop. If you can't do it alone, go for help. You see, what I don't like about it is that when you are going for help, they'll start messaging things to you. Like you're anxious because you used to watch it a lot. You are depressed. Mostly, it has nothing to do with all this shit. But you go, they'll start mentioning to you different symptoms as if you don't know what's wrong with you. And funny thing is this: I, as a patient, I know what's wrong with me than you, the doctor. Just because you have qualifications doesn't mean you know everything. Sometimes you have to listen. Sometimes when you are even telling them, they'll think that you are crazy. So at the end of the day, what I have to say is this: if you want to watch the full video, it will be in the description. You can go to Jubilee and watch it. But I'm not going to watch this shit no more. I've made my point. It's up to you. It's your choice as an individual. If you don't like it, you stop. It's as easy as that. It's not that hard, bro. You pick up your phone, you stop. If the feeling comes to you, if you can't do nothing, go for a walk, bro. It's as easy, bro. It's nothing. Nothing's never hard. You are done making it hard, bro. It's not. It's nothing. If you can't do it, look for a girlfriend, bro. You put that energy somewhere else. You put it somewhere else. If you can't have a girlfriend, work. If you think, go and fucking workout. If you can't do workout, do leg day. Do fucking 100 squats a day, bro. After you are done, tell me you have the energy to open the site to watch porn again. You see, you make your mind so fucking busy that by the time you are done, you have nothing to say. So what I want to say is that it's a nice video. Nine thanks, Jubilee, but I'm not finishing this video. It's not getting boring to me. So you guys, if you like it, I'll put the link in the description. You can go watch the full video for yourself. Bye.